Hello and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about the various characters and outfits that could be appearing and will be appearing in the new LEGO Batman game, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Before I get into this, I'm not going to tell you guys to subscribe because I'm not going to do these types of videos again. But what I am going to tell you to do is leave a comment telling me the characters that you'd like to see in the new LEGO Batman game. I think that would be really cool. I genuinely love reading about this sort of stuff, and I'll read every comment. So if you do that, thank you very much. Obviously, the first character is going to be Batman, and I believe the default suit is the Robert Pattinson design, though I'm not 100% confident. It could just be the generic LEGO design. The Dark Knight Christian Bale Batman will also be in the game. The Michael Keaton 1989 Batman will be appearing. Batman the Brave and the Bold outfit will be appearing, which is my favorite Batman TV show. The 1938 original appearance of Batman will be in the game. We've already seen that. As well, the final suit that we are 100% confirmed will be in the game is the rainbow suit, originally from issue 241, where Batman wore these various weird suits to kind of cover for the fact that Robin had a broken arm. And then later Joker hit him with some sort of color ray that turned the suit into a rainbow suit. Kind of a silly, weird, funny outfit, but it will be appearing in the game. Other suits that aren't confirmed yet but probably will appear are like Adam West from 1966 Batman, Terry McGinnis Batman from Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, Absolute Batman is one that I'd really like to see, and I think a lot of people agree with me on that. The Batman Zur-En-Arrh suit is another one that might appear. Snyderverse, the Ben Affleck Batman, Batfleck, the Arkham Knight style Batsuit, the Dark Knight Returns Batman, which is another one of my favorites. And then the LEGO Batman movie is the last Batsuit that I think they'll probably include. As well, there are a few characters who are listed as like co-op characters. The first is Commissioner Gordon, and I believe his default suit is based off the 2022 Commissioner Gordon from the Batman. But we have seen that there will be as well a Golden Age Gordon outfit and Sheriff Jim Gordon. We've also heard verbally confirmation that Robin will be appearing in the game with the line launcher as his main gadget. Could be Tim Drake or Damian Wayne, we really don't know. It's likely not Dick Grayson, just because Nightwing was also confirmed for the game. Again, we don't know much about Nightwing. I assume probably his default outfit, like the standard outfit we all know Nightwing for, as well as maybe like the red version, because there's a red and blue version of the typical Nightwing outfit, and then maybe his like weird disco suit might appear, his original outfit. We do have confirmation that Batgirl will be appearing. Again, no idea which version. It's likely Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. That's kind of the Batgirl everybody knows. But her outfit, we have no idea. Talia al Ghul, I believe, is the last listed character as far as co-op. And she does appear, or at least we think she appears, in the trailer. As well, we do see a Joker in the trailer, and that Joker is Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight. But it's likely that we're also going to be able to unlock Jack Nicholson Joker from 1989, the 2022 Joker, Batman the Animated Series Joker, the LEGO Batman movie Joker, the Cesar Romero Joker from 1966, the Dark Knight Returns Joker, and Joker 2019. As well, some people have said this might be a different character, but I think it's likely like an origin story. They're going into the origin of Joker, and that's Red Hood, and so I assume that's probably going to be a Joker outfit. Then next character is going to be Catwoman, and actually she was a playable character. I don't know why I didn't put her in that slot. I have a list here, so I'm sorry. She has the whip gadget, and we do see Catwoman in the trailer. Her outfit is clearly based off the Batman Returns, where she has the stitched up leather costume. It's likely that we're going to be able to use the Batman Returns as well as the 2022 outfit, as well as possibly the 1966 Catwoman, Batman the Animated Series, the 1940s Catwoman, and Arkham Catwoman from the new LEGO Arkham set are all likely costumes that she can get. Penguin is another character who appears in the trailer, and the version that we see is the 2022 Colin Farrell version. But we're also probably going to see a Danny DeVito version from Batman Returns. And I would have to guess, possibly based off the images for the Arkham Asylum LEGO set, we might be seeing a Arkham-inspired Penguin, because in that set we do get the face for the Arkham City Penguin, where he has the bottle, the bottom of a glass bottle broken into his face as a monocle. The last character that we do see in the trailer is Bane, the Tom Hardy Bane, who is a big fig from Dark Knight Rises, and I think that that one's really fun, but we're probably also going to be able to see Bane from Batman and Robin, as well as a typical comic-style Bane as costumes. The last character who I can 100% attest is going to be in the game is Ra's al Ghul, just because we do see Ra's al Ghul's training, and of course Talia al Ghul in the trailer. I have no idea which version we're going to see, probably like a Batman Begins Liam Neeson style, although comic style and Arkham style are also very possible. Probably all of them will be available as costumes, who knows. Next is Two-Face. We do see Two-Face goons in the trailers. We're probably going to be able to fight and unlock Two-Face. Some of the versions of Two-Face, of course, would be Dark Knight, Batman the Animated Series, and Batman Forever are the first ones that pop into my mind. We do see a Mr. Freeze goon, I believe. There was a leaked image of a Mr. Freeze goon, so we're probably going to be able to fight Mr. Freeze. Likely, I would say, just like a generic Mr. Freeze, though animated series Mr. Freeze is also possible, as well as a Batman and Robin, Arnold Schwarzenegger style Mr. Freeze. That would be pretty cool. Of course, there's the Riddler, probably the 2022 style Riddler, as well as the Jim Carrey Riddler from Batman Forever. Then we have Scarecrow, of course, which likely will be the Batman Begins style Scarecrow, although a comic or Batman the Animated Series style Scarecrow is likely going to be available as a skin, as well as a Arkham Knight style Scarecrow will probably be available. Poison Ivy, I'd probably guess from Batman and Robin or Arkham, but the new Arkham Asylum set I think has probably the best Poison Ivy they've ever made. I don't get into skins much after this, so just bear with me. Then we have Clayface, of course, probably a Batman the Animated Series style Clayface. Also, LEGO, please make Clayface as an actual figure, please. So two characters that were verbally confirmed by one of the devs is Batmite and Condiment King, two very sort of wacky characters, and so that gives me hope that we're going to see some deep cuts in the game. Another character that I'm guessing is going to be in the game, though that dev did say no comment when referencing Harley Quinn, who I'm thinking is 100% going to be in the game. He likely just said no comment just because she's not complete and you should never count your chickens before they hatch, basically. So until a character is complete, they probably don't want to reference them. Killer Moth and Man-Bat and Mad Hatter and Killer Croc are the last four characters that I'm gonna guess are gonna be in the game, because these are the original 2008 game villains. We have all of them. And also, LEGO, please make Mad Hatter as a figure. Now getting into some characters who, I don't know, these are less likely to appear, but I think still probably should appear. Hush was one of the original, final unlock characters in LEGO Batman 2008. I think it would be cool if he appeared. Jason Todd, Red Hood, is a classic as well. He could appear. You could get the Jason Todd, and then maybe he has his Robin outfit, but by default he'd probably be Red Hood, and then maybe you could get the Arkham Knight outfit. Two alternative Batgirls who could appear are Black Bat, aka Cassandra Cain, and Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler. I would rather they appear as Black Bat and Spoiler. I think they look a lot cooler than the Batgirl outfits, but it's however they choose to do it. Of course, Alfred is another character who I would be very sad if he doesn't appear in the game. Azrael is a character who I don't know if they'd end up adding, especially given the Crusader appearance, the crucifix on his outfit. He does have a Batman style that might just kind of work around that. Hugo Strange, I don't know, I just throwing names out there. Solomon Grundy as a big fig. This is a figure who's appeared since LEGO Batman 3, I believe. Deadshot, I think there's no reason not to include Deadshot, especially with how much Arkham inspiration there is clearly in this trailer. Firefly, I think, would be a great addition. One of the really fun outfits I'd love for them to include for Firefly is his original outfit, where he was a light-themed villain. He wasn't a pyro. All he did was shoot beams of light at Batman from his belt, which is so silly. Professor Pig, Deathstroke, Victor Zsasz, and Black Mask are all great picks. Black Mask, I know, was a sort of unlockable character in the first LEGO Batman game. You could unlock him in the custom character selections. As well, a character who I think is likely to appear just because the show is currently running and they had the show. The show did pretty well. He's a popular character. I think James Gunn likes him a lot. That's Peacemaker, of course. John Cena, Peacemaker. And on the subject of Peacemaker, the very first episode of the second season introduced, for the first time outside of the comic, a character who I'd really like to see in the LEGO Batman game and for LEGO to make a figure of, and that's White Rabbit. She's, I believe, fairly closely connected to Mad Hatter as a character, though I'm not 100% sure on that, and of course, she does look like a Playboy bunny, so I know that's an obvious reason why LEGO might not have made her yet. The Phantasm, the Ventriloquist, Roxy Rocket, and Lockup are four characters from Batman the Animated Series who would be great additions. I know the Ventriloquist especially has a cult following. People love him. The Ventriloquist and Scarface. I've seen many videos of people requesting that LEGO actually make him as a minifigure. There's so many characters from the DC universe that LEGO, I would love to see them make as a minifigure, and I really want them to do another minifigure wave as well as more play sets. The ventriloquist is a big one though, and I think we'll probably end up seeing him in the game because of that. Onto some of the more ridiculous characters that I'd love to see. We have Clock King, who is originally a Green Arrow villain, but has since become kind of a generic villain. He was in Batman the Animated Series, but I'm very partial to his Brave and the Bold appearance. Calendar Man, who is a calendar-themed villain who commits crimes based off the day of the year. Kite Man, who's kind of the king of stupid characters. He has a kite, that's really it. Signal Man, who might be the peak of stupidity, even though I just said Kite Man was. Signal Man was a mobster who saw the bat signal and became Signal Man, and that was actually it. He had no powers, no theme. Eventually he did try to kill Batman in the bat signal, so there's that. Zebra Man, who is a zebra with telekinesis, naturally. They could reuse the Star Wars, like, Jedi building animations to kind of drive home his telekinesis. Polka Dot Man, who is another classic silly character, and of course he showed up in the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie and had a pretty massive power scaling increase in that. Crazy Quilt, who is a blind artist, who I honestly don't know what he does other than that. Mr. Camera, who is a guy who wears a camera helmet so that he can take pictures of his crimes so that he can have evidence of his crimes. King Kraken and Tiger Shark, who are both just kind of generic aquatic-themed villains. Tiger Shark has kind of a more goofy retro appearance, while King Kraken does look a little bit cooler. The Eraser, who is a WWE 2K14 character who has the ability to erase evidence of crime. Catman, who is a cat version of Batman. Egghead, who is a classic 1966 villain, a genius character. Bookworm, who is a book-themed villain as well from the 1966 Batman TV series. And Dala, who was Batman's very first female villain and is basically a female vampire. These next characters are going to be essentially my picks. First we have Mutant Leader from Dark Knight Returns. I'd love to see him show up as a Big Fig. I'm a big fan of Dark Knight Returns, as I've already mentioned. Ratcatcher, who is a villain who I think is heavily underrated. A lot of people view Ratcatcher as a stupid character, but I think they undermine how terrifying it would be to be attacked by thousands of rats. Onomatopoeia, who is a villain that only speaks in onomatopoeias, such as when he shoots a gun, he says bang, or if he shoots an automatic weapon, he'll say rat-a-tat-a-tat, something like that. Maxi Zeus and the Cavalier, who are fairly different characters, but they both have the same vibe to them, in my opinion, because Maxi Zeus genuinely believes he's Zeus, despite kind of being an idiot, and likewise, the Cavalier told Batman to his face, back when he first appeared, he was going to be a threat on par with the Joker and the Penguin, who were Batman's greatest foes at the time. And of course, after that, the Cavalier didn't appear for about 30 years. Lord Deathman, who is as ridiculous as his name is, he was originally just Deathman, and then Japan licensed Batman to create their own manga series for the region. And because Deathman was the most recent villain, they adapted Deathman into Japanese, creating Lord Deathman. While Deathman was able to fake his own death, Lord Deathman is capable of coming back to life after anything. He is also a very ridiculous villain. Some of his quotes are just incoherent nonsense. Black Spider, who is a villain, sort of a hitman, very similar to Deadshot. He sometimes is portrayed as a vigilante, mostly just an assassin. He is a member of the League of Assassins. Punchline, who I think would be pretty cool to include. She is Joker's new girlfriend after Harley Quinn dumped him. Prometheus, who is another, basically evil Batman, except with a lot more technology. His parents were criminals and he saw them get killed by cops, so naturally he swore vengeance against the law. Gentleman Ghost, who was a highwayman in the 1800s who sold his soul for immortality, that immortality being in the form of a ghost. Copperhead, who is a acrobatic sort of villain who is capable of squeezing into any space. I think it would be cool if, like, there's areas that short characters can't get into, or like double jump characters, stuff like that. I feel like Copperhead should be able to do all of it at once, mainly just mobility based stuff. Great White Shark, Cheshire, Mr. Hammer, and the Sickle are more characters that I think would be cool to include. Great White Shark's kind of another mob boss character. Cheshire is another League of Assassins character. And Mr. Hammer is Joker's henchman from Arkham City, and the Sickle worked for Penguin. They were conjoined twins who are separated and are now very themed bad guys, and I love them. And I remember Mr. Hammer very well when I was a kid. he really stuck in my mind, honestly. Equinox, who is a Batman the Brave and the Bold original villain, who was basically able to wield both dark and light energy at the same time. He was extremely powerful. Next on my list is...
The Music Meister!
Music Meister, who is another Batman the Brave and the Bold original character who is capable of using his musical voice to hypnotize, brainwash, and control anybody. And then Babyface is another Batman the Brave and the Bold original character, who I'd love to see as a big fig with a regular figure-sized head. I think that would be hilarious. Well, it would be cool to get some Batman Beyond characters. I know Batman Beyond is obviously very separated from the rest of Batman because it's set in the future, but it would be cool to get like Dee Dee and Blight and Ink and Big Time, possibly just in DLC form, but either way, I think it would be really cool to get them. Now, getting into some of the characters I think would be good, like final endgame reward type characters. The first one I'm thinking is just like Superman or Wonder Woman. I know that they probably won't play any role in the main story, but I think it would be cool, and we all know Superman and Wonder Woman. As well, of course, because of that recent Superman movie that came out earlier this year, that was pretty popular. I think it's pretty likely that we're going to see some of the characters from that movie make an appearance, whether in DLC or just as default unlockable characters or something. Characters like, of course, Lex Luthor, Ultraman, Supergirl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Metamorpho. I'm not going to get into their stories because we're mainly talking about the movie, of course. As well, I'd like to see Lady Shiva in the game. I forgot to mention Bruce Wayne, just while we're on the topic of League of Assassins, since Lady Shiva is a League of Assassins member. Bruce Wayne is in the game. You can see him in the same scenes that you see Talia al Ghul in the training scene. As well, it would be pretty cool to see Carmine Falcone and Sophia Falcone. They play pretty major roles in the 2022 Batman sort of franchise. Of course, Sophia Falcone is the main villain of the Penguin, and on the topic of the Penguin, I think it would be really cool to see Vic. Hey, Vic! You know, and then, like, maybe he just gets a gun. He'd just be a default gun character. I know he only uses a PPK in, like, one scene, but it would be cool. It'd be really fun if his idle animation was him mixing slushies together or something. As well, I think the Teen Titans could be possibly like a DLC or something. Teen Titans, I think there's a lot of nostalgia for them these days. Outfit for Nightwing, where you get his original Robin outfit from those days. Cyborg, Raven, Beast Boy, and Starfire, as well as possibly like a Deathstroke outfit and maybe Blackfire. And last, I just want to bring up, I think it would be cool if this game had like Jonah Hex and The Question, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and Ambush Bug. Those are just some characters that popped into my mind. For the most part, I know Jonah Hex and Ambush Bug are kind of disconnected from the primary DC like universes, whereas Green Arrow, Black Canary, and The Question, I think, are just kind of more heroes on par with Batman, I think, and they'd be cool to see included. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this sort of topic, like I said, I'm not going to be doing videos like this again. As well, I'm going to be linking a video that's going to be unlisted on my channel about ideas I had for various LEGO sets that I kind of wanted to do. This was my original idea for this video, but then when the game finally got a trailer, I was like, I might as well do a trailer analysis video and talk about characters I'd like to see there. So with that being said, please leave a comment telling me characters you'd like to see in the LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight game. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.